there we are. Okay, I am back, and I'm not sure if anybody is actually going to be on, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. I did tell you about my daughter and all that, but also about Stamp Fest that's coming up in October. I'm thinking it's my phone. I did find my old phone, which I'm going to use as a backup for today. I think either I have too much stuff on my phone that I need to delete it, or something's going on with my phone. But hopefully this will work, and we can get through the live today. So today I wanted to share with you the Charming Day bundle. It is a die bundle, and it is an online exclusive. There are new online exclusives that went live yesterday. And then come back next week. I plan on doing a whole week of lives, the 7th through the 11th, as summer school. And then I'm going to share with you my Christmas in July class. So we're going to do Christmas in July and a lot of other things. And so make sure you check back next week. I will not be live on tomorrow because I have to take my daughter to to OSS to get a walking boot on so she can be more mobile. And then, okay, so let's get started with the projects for today. So here is our first card. And I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. I did figure it out. So we are good to go. Anyway, so here is my first card. I actually love this set, and I know that there's a lot of florals, and that this one is kind of similar to some other things that we've had out before. So if you have another set, you can easily do this project. Okay, so the base of this one is cloud cover, 4 1/4 by 11. So I'm going to fold that in half. So I cut the cardstock the long way. And then I have a piece of basic white that I cut 5 1/4 by 4. And then I actually ran it through the birch folder. So we're going to add that next. And if you missed the first segment of this when I went live at 10 and had difficulties, Linda Harlow, you won all of June's projects. So I'll be mailing them to you. Okay, so I did that already. And then I cut out some stuff. So I stamped this one in cloud cover. Now I do not have the cloud cover ink. Remember, the cloud cover stamp pad had some, what did they call them? Anyway, it wasn't right. Quality control issues. And so I'm going to show you how. I do have the cloud cover marker. And if you have been around stamping for a while, you know this technique. But if you're new to stamping, you can use our Stampin' Right markers to color on your stamps. So I have the cloud cover marker, and I'm going to use a brush tip. And I'm just going to mark up the stamp. You can do this on red rubber. I don't think it works good on the photopolymer. And you cannot use the blends because they are alcohol markers. This is a water-based marker. So this is one of our Stampin' Right markers, which come in all our colors. So that's cloud cover. You can actually huff on it to reactivate your ink. And there you go. So that's how that works. So there's stamping. And then I cut that out. We are still lagging though. I don't know why. The internet, it must be the internet. We're still lagging a little bit. Okay, so I cut these two. These are little greenery sprigs that are in the die set, the bundle. So we're gonna add those. Yeah, I can watch on my laptop, and you guys are still lagging over on my laptop. So I don't know what the cause is, but we're gonna go with it today. I don't know if my laptop, I'll have to figure that out. Maybe my laptop needs emptied, cleaned up a little bit too. Okay, so I'm gonna layer that there, and I'm gonna layer this one here. And then I'm going to put dimensionals on those because I stamped them. I use the marker to color them in, to stamp them, and then I cut them out with the dies. Okay, so we're just going to put this one here. We're going to add this one here. I'm going to take these strips, because remember we saved these strips, right? And I'm going to stamp the happy birthday with Memento. And this just fits. Oh, flip it over. Let's try this end. I probably should have found a little bit wider strip, maybe. Okay, not bad. And then we're just going to trim this down. Someone's watching. Okay, so then we're going to pop this up. I will be posting on Friday, Freebie Friday. I know it's the 4th of July, so if you don't have any plans, you can go ahead and post. And this starts the July projects that I'll be giving away. So we're just going to layer this in here like this. And I'm going to bring in these In Color gems to add to the card. And then we're going to add 2 on the flowers. Centers. These are flat, by the way. These are flat, so they'd be easier to mail. Oh, they didn't stay. Anyway, you got the idea. So here's the finished one. Okay. All right, I have one more that I did with this project. So if you're watching, say hi. I see there's 2 of you on. So anyway, here's the next project. Thanks, Rochelle. Okay, so this is basic white, your normal 5.5 by 8.5. I was on earlier, but I had technical difficulties, and I'm not sure that they're solved, because from what I see on my laptop and what's happening here, you're still a little lagged behind. And I'm using a phone that doesn't have hardly anything on it. It's an old phone. It's not an old phone. It's one of my older phones. But anyway, so this one, 5.25 by 4, and I ran it through the Damask folder. That's the folder that goes with the beautiful gallery bundle. I'm gonna have to add a refill here. But thanks for bearing with me. I will get this figured out. It might be in my laptop. That probably wouldn't be lagging. I don't know. Could be I do multi-camera here, so I have 3 different cameras going at the same time. And that picked up some ink, so we're gonna we'll cover that. So there we go. And I cut out this rectangle with the textured note dies. And we're gonna stamp a happy birthday. At the top. And then I'm going to pop this up. If it's not one thing, it's another. And one thing for sure, I am persistent. So I try to figure it all out. This got paper on it. It's not going to work. Okay. And we're going to cover this black spot here. All right. And then what I did is I did this ahead of time. So I stamped the floral image in Memento, and then I cut it out with the dies, and we're going to color this in. And I realized this morning that I need some new blends. So I think I'm going to take some of my reward points and restock my blends. So this is Pretty in Pink. So I'm just going to color the big rose, Pretty in Pink. I guess these are roses. You know, there's so many flowers that look like roses too. My daughter has a cut flower farm, so she grows lisianthus, and they sort of have a rose look, as well as we all know ranunculuses have it. Okay, so let's do, and I'm going to have to use the fine tip because all my large tip, broad tips on these blends are basically destroyed. So this is the light Granny Apple Green. And then we're going to do some highlighting a little bit to bring in the darker color. Okay, there's 4 of you. I don't know if my tech issues or my phone, if my phone's too full, I started deleting some stuff, or if my iPad's too full or what, but I think we're caught up now. Looks like we're at the same space maybe. Okay. I'm going to highlight with the pink, dark pretty pink. I'm just going to go over. To pull that in a little bit. The dark peach pie. And if you watch the replay, you'll have to comment that you're going to be watching the replay. And I will be on next week every day. I will be posting about that. I just need to get the times down. So once we get Hannah to OSS tomorrow, we'll know a little bit more if she's weight bearing or what. Okay, now we're gonna add these two. I just cut out with the dies. So we're gonna add some adhesive on the back of these. Yeah, I like this color combination a lot. It's nice and, I mean, the color combination is like nice and fresh. So let's just add this. Let me pull this in so you can see. I'm gonna add this down here at the bottom. And then so I'm not sure if I'm going to go live in the morning next week or if I'll be going live in the evening, but I will let everybody know. But it'll be a week of lives. My yearly summer school week of lives. I call it summer school. You just have arts and crafts with me. So, okay. We're going to stick this here. And then I'm going to bring in some of my favorite gems. These are the iridescent faceted gems. And I love these because they're tiny and they're flat and they're sparkly and they go with just about anything. So there you go. So there's this one. And then we did this one. I did this one earlier. So there are these two. Let me pull it down so you can see better. Yeah. Hi, Joan. I'm almost done, so you'll have to go back and watch the replay. I did get everything working, I think. I think there's still a little bit of lag time. I found my old, it's not an old phone. It's my older phone, but so either my iPad has too much on, which I only use my iPad for this, or my phone has too much stuff on it. I don't know, there's still a little bit of lag time, but anyway, I got it to work, so we are good to go. There will be no live on tomorrow, and of course the 4th of July, there will be no live, but I will be live next week. I'm planning my full week of lives, my summer school, Monday through Friday, 7th through the 11th, and I will let you know about the time tomorrow. Once I get my daughter to OSS and they assess her foot and see if she can have a boot, I'll know more if I have to go over and help. She has a baby. She has she's 2, but she's still in the crib, so she can't really lift her out of the crib in the morning. So I don't know what it's going to look like for the next couple weeks, but I will keep everybody posted. All right, guys, thanks for joining me, and I will be back.